What's going on, lads and lasses? Welcome back to 100% Mag. So today, of course, is the preview, the live stream preview with two regular guests for this preview, of course, in Luca from This Is Luca's Life and Stephen from SFeetly TV. Both Arsenal fans, of course, and we're going to be previewing the upcoming game on Monday in an 8 p.m. slot. And that, of course, will be the last home game for Newcastle United in this season. I've got to say, I'm well and truly chuffed a bit to get this season over and done with. Of course, we'll have one game left after this, which is against Burnley. But we've got to get past this game against Arsenal first now. I do feel that we do have a chance in this game, but we'll talk about that later into the video. I do want to, of course, allow the guests to introduce themselves. So first off, do you want to introduce yourself to the viewers, Luca, mate?
Yeah, my name is Luca. This is Luca's Life, and yes, I'm very, very well. I'm good, thanks, and thanks for inviting me on the channel. I'm looking forward to it.
No problem, mate. Anytime. So, Stephen, do you want to introduce yourself, mate?
Yeah, SVT TV, doing Arsenal football content, and still trying to get over the result from Thursday, which I'm still pissed off about. But then that's how I usually am after the North London derby defeat.
That is, I did watch that game. We'll talk about it in this preview as well, a little bit as well, because it does have an impact on this game coming up on Monday night as well. So we will talk about it a little bit, and to get your thoughts, of course, about heading into this game. So, like I say, it's going to be an 8 o'clock kickoff for this game. It is the last home game of the season for Newcastle United against Arsenal at St James's Park. It's going to be live on Sky Sports as well, and there's going to be a full 3,000 Arsenal fans travelling to this game. So a good support turn up for Arsenal. It is something that we don't see quite often at St James's Park from away support. They usually don't turn up in their droves, but Arsenal, fair play to them, have, of course, sold out their full 3,000 ticket allocation for the game. Now, looking at it, of course, Newcastle have beaten Arsenal just once in 20 attempts, and the North London side have won 18 of the last 19 games in all competitions. The travel to Tyneside, of course, looking for the 9th successive success at home and away. And since Kieran Clark's header at St James's Park back in September of 2018, Newcastle have failed to score a single goal in any of the 6 previous Premier League meetings. 540 minutes, of course, that extends to 660 minutes in all competitions, including an FA Cup tie that was settled in extra time. In that time, the Gunners have, of course, netted 14 times against us in the Premier League, 16 in all competitions. Looking at the team news going into this game, we will start off with Arsenal, of course, and Thomas Partey and Kieran Tierney are both out due to injury, while Ben White is nursing a hamstring problem. And of course, Newcastle going into this one, we do have the boost of Kieran Trippier and Callum Wilson, who both returned in the previous game against Manchester City.
Only playing a couple of minutes,
of course, but
you forgot Gabriel.
In the Arsenal one.
Yeah,
they don't actually have it on the thing, so sorry about that.
He picked up an injury in the North London
Gabriel
derby.
as well to add on to that.
And Holding suspended.
Yeah, I remember that one, yeah. We will talk about that in the preview. So Kieran Trippier and Callum Wilson both return, like I say, from injury. They did get a couple of minutes in the game against Manchester City and should be available to play in this game against Arsenal. So with that all being said, Arsenal, of course, are going into this one looking for the win, as they are looking for their place in Europe next season. Of course, battling their North London and neighbours, Tottenham Hotspur. So let's go with Stephen first. Do you want to give your thoughts, mate, on what that North London derby was like, and how do you feel, going into this game against Newcastle at St James's Park? Of course, it's under the lights at St James's as well, which a lot of clubs have realised that it is a tough place to play under the lights at St James's Park. So what's your thoughts going into this one, Stephen?
Well, first off, North London derby. I called it a North London derby disgrace. Simple as that. That was pathetic. I've even had fans sit here and go, "Oh, at least he didn't spend too much energy." Well, do you know what? If that's your case, then don't fucking support this club. I want to see my players die on the pitch in that game. And forget that game is more like forget about top four, forget about what's going on. I couldn't care if it was an under 9 game. I want to beat them. That's the end of the story. Forget what's going on outside of the whole bigger picture. But yeah, that was embarrassing. Yeah, absolutely embarrassing. And to be honest, I could have got on the pitch and probably played better for 90 minutes, to be honest.
Yeah, it wasn't great, was it?
No, it was appalling. But yeah, and now we're 1 point behind. 1 point in front, sorry. But we've got Holding suspended, which is probably good riddance because he's an absolute donkey for what he's done. Right? You've got Gabriel's now picked up an injury. You've also Ben White is doubtful, right? But then he's a piece of shit anyway. So we're gonna have a defense of Tomiyasu and you never know, Swanson at the back as well. There you go then. Like it's gonna be like Moses parting of the sea. It's gonna be brilliant. Like have Cedric on the right, we have Tavares on the left. Like this is gonna be fun. This will. They'll do the astonishing thing and actually win the game. Right? If they actually do win that game with that defense, I'd actually give Arteta credit. I'd actually give him fair dues.
I think you're going to have to go into the game with youngsters, aren't you, in defence by the looks of it, because there's
we're going to have to play a guy who's basically sat on the bench for the last, because we thinned out our squad. He's basically what he's done. He's sat on the bench for the last half of the season, right, keeping the fucking bench warm. And now we're going to have to use him. He knew he was never going to start, right? But he's just there just to watch the game with box office seats. Like,
exactly. It is going to be a strange game for Arsenal, like definitely going into that one. So, Luca, what's your thoughts about the game against Tottenham, of course, and then coming into this game against Newcastle?
To be honest, right, in my opinion, right, for the Tottenham game, I just thought we were poor. Like the whole red card situation changed the game. I want to talk to myself about the red card. Do I think it was a penalty? I don't think it wasn't a penalty, in my opinion, because the reason why, because you saw the Tottenham player, Session, right? The ball touched his hand. So it was definitely a handball, right?
Bollocks.
But the thing is, I think it was a penalty, but
I watched that game with my family, and me dad and my brother were watching the game, and I don't know about the penalty decision myself, but I've got to say the red card, I thought that was justified. The red card was justified for what
but then to be fair,
Holding did.
If that's the case, then Son should have been on the pitch in the first place. If that's the case, he elbowed him while Holding was on the floor.
Yeah, them two were tugging war each other, and then literally, I think Son should have never been on the pitch in the first place.
But even then, like there is no excuse. You can make up. I've heard Arsenal fans make excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. Right? I don't give a flying. I don't blame refs. Right?
Yeah.
You're a player. You're on a yellow. Right? The ref has already told you 3-4 times. Keep going, and you're off. Right? I already knew, right, like in the back of my head, that he's on a booking. He's had 3 nibbles at him. Right? He is 1 tackle away from getting sent off. Right?
Yeah,
and I was thinking, I was like, I was so tempted with Arteta. I don't see why Arteta didn't bring him aside and said, calm the fuck down and you're coming off. Or just take him off. I don't care if it's the first 20 minutes. Right?
It is
then that's just the naivety of the manager.
Exactly. It is like at the end of the day, it is like the North London derby and that, so you can expect the tensions to be high because with any derby game, it is always high tensions in the game, isn't there? They're always going to be at each other's throats in the game. And
I mean the penalty. I thought that when I first saw it, I was like, "It's an North London derby, for fuck's sake." What do you expect? I've seen Kane do that to us in the box so many bloody times. He gets away with it every fucking time, right? Every time he does that, and then he fucking kills people doing it, right? But it's an North London derby. You expect those sort of challenges, right? I think what happened doesn't help is Holding takes him out at the same time with his head, right? Which probably puts him on the deck. So, But Cedric, what are you doing? What are you doing? You don't need to.
I was looking at that game and I was thinking, obviously, I was looking at it towards looking at this game, with yous against us. And I was looking at it, hoping that a few Arsenal players obviously did get, either injured or sent off, which any fan does. Obviously, you want a little bit of a, boost to help your odds in the game, which, I'm sure yours will be the same as well for games against other teams as well. But I was looking at it and there was a lot of decisions in that game that, could have easily been solved just by, the ref not getting involved as much in the game. Maybe it's just sitting out of it, letting a little bit leeway because it is a derby at the end of the day. For me, there was an incident in the game where it was Ben Davies on Saka and he did a scissor on the ankle of Saka. He could have literally ripped Saka's ligaments in his foot with the way he went in with that tackle. And I've said, since day one, since Harry Kane did it at Liège 1, when we first came back into the Premier League and we played Spurs, and Harry Kane did the same scissor tackle. Now, in my eyes, and in the rule books as well, it is that the scissor tackle is an illegal tackle. It should not be done in football because you can't injure a player, and Ben Davies could have easily ended Saka's career in that game with that tackle. But moving on from the game against, talking about that game against Tottenham, of course, this game on Monday, like I say, it's going to be a big game. It's going to be a feisty game. And of course, it's going to be a packed St. James's Park as well for the last home game of the season now. I want to also talk a little bit about, in this video, I know it's a little bit off topic of the preview for the game, but it has been causing quite a bit of controversy on Twitter at the moment since it was released. I do want to get your thoughts, of course, on the released away kit for Newcastle United. Of course, the kit being white with the green trim. Does put up on Twitter, share a resemblance, of course, to the Saudi Arabian national kit, which I'm all for at the end of the day. Yes, some people might say it is sports washing, but I could just say the same, about the likes of Chelsea, who had a Russian kit twice. PSG had a Qatari kit. Wolves had a Portuguese kit, and Sheffield United even had a Saudi kit as well, which was green with white trim. So, it's not like Newcastle United's only club who's done this before. But I can see the reasons behind doing it. It is very profitable in the Middle East because we will be able to sell a lot of shirts to, Saudi fans or people in the Middle East, who want to support Newcastle United, want to see, the likes of whoever will buy, will buy Kylian Mbappe. It's not going to happen, but say we were to buy somebody like that, then he would be playing in a kit, that looks like that. So I want to get your thoughts. So I'll go with Luca first on it. What's your thoughts on that kit, mate?
Look, I looked at the kit this morning, right? And the thing is, I think it's quite a good kit for you lot. Like I feel like with all the money which has been put into that kit, and all that, I think it's a really good kit for you. I think like over the years I've seen kits, right, and they're actually quite good. Like Arsenal's kits, like for next season, which is upcoming. Like I quite like some of the kits, but the thing is, I think with your kit, I think it rectifies and actually it's quite a good kit.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what you think about it, Cole. Like, do you feel that kit's quite good for you, and how the money's been put into that? Because now with the takeover you've got, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to be spending money, right? Like with your summer plans and all that. They're going to look at that thinking, right, you know what? They might actually want to come.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's a really good idea.
I won't
That
be
kit.
spending heaps of
I
money.
really do. I really do think it's a good idea.
No, they won't. No, they won't spend massive money, but they'll probably spend. No, they won't be allowed.
What's your thoughts?
They can only gain a certain percentage for if they play.
What's your thoughts on that kid, Stephen, mate?
Mate, it could be pink, purple, fucking yellow. Like a kit is a kit. Like if it sells shirts, that's then good on them. Like, of course, it's Saudi owners, so yeah, of course, it's going to look like the Saudi national flag. What do you expect? But like, I've seen Arsenal kits be yellow, gold, like purple,
yeah,
freaking
exactly.
like blue. So I don't see what the big deal is. It's a fucking away kit. It's a shirt. Jesus Christ. Like, and I mean, I ain't even looked at Arsenal's kits. I don't even want to bloody look at them. Right? I ain't spending a fucking penny on them. Right? Why would I want to give Pogba my money when he's basically recreated exactly what we have with Wenger, which is let's all moan about the manager. Let's all cry about Wenger in, Wenger out. Let's cry about Arteta in, Arteta out. When actually the real problem is the owners. Right? This whole Arteta thing, which I do go hard on, and I'm a sucker for it, right? It's a byproduct. So they can then just sit there, rake the money in, right, while we're like arguing, and get any liability whatsoever. And they're like, go on where they want them. Like, so, and our fans are that stupid to realise that. So, and that's been happening for yoinks since they've taken over the club. Simple as that. And it's they know the more they cause controversy like this, right, with managers or whatever, the more the more the money they'll make, right? And actually, they even got fans even backing them because they know if they don't get backed by these fans, right, and they get thrown out, the manager goes straight away because they don't want that. They'll start saying they're not that bad. They're not that bad. Well, no. Don't buy merch. Don't buy kits. Don't buy fucking tickets. Right? Don't buy anything with a freaking Arsenal badge on it. Right? If you want change. If you want real change, that's what you need to do. Right? That's what you need to do. Simple as that.
I feel not so much with all owners, because I really do love all owners, and it's not just because they've got loads of money, but not even nearly. It's not just because they've got loads of money neither. It's the fact that, you know, they actually have come into Newcastle and they seem to just get what, you know, Newcastle is. They're listening to you know, they're listening to what the fans have got to say about the club. You know, they're getting a feel for the area. They're not just running in there, you know, and doing everything they want to do. They're listening to what we've got to say. You know, they understand that, you know, Newcastle United is our club. You know, that is our club. With other areas, you know, football is just a game. Something, you know, is a hobby you can go to on the weekends and watch a match, you know, but up here in the Northeast, this is all we've got, you know, this is all we've got here. And that is something that, as a fan myself, you know, of Newcastle United, as a supporter for over 32 years, you know, I'm 32 years old and I've been supporting them the entire life since I was born. And, you know, as a supporter, we've been dying for somebody to come in that, you know, listens to the fans, and finally we have that, you know. And there's going to be haters that don't agree with what they do out in the Middle East and all that. I get that, but at the end of the day, you know, as fans, there's nothing we can really do on that, you know, because we just support the club. We don't get to choose who comes in and owns the club, you know. And there's all this talk about sports washing, you know, with this kit that was released, and it hasn't even been released yet, but they're going to go ahead and release it now, even with the stick, you know. And fair play to them, because at the end of the day, you know, I would do the same if I was owning Newcastle United and I was getting stick like that. I would still go ahead and do it, whether they like it or not, you know, because you're just pretty much portraying a different message to what you're trying to portray. Because what, you know, these Amnesty International, these politicians like Nigel Farage and all that are trying to get out of, you know, sports washing and saying that the Saudis are a bad thing. It's all going against them by doing that, you know, because it's putting across a different image.
Farage is exactly a fucking saint, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
He can keep his mouth shut.
But portrays a different image. So, because what's going to do is, instead of getting the message across what they're trying to get across, you know, of sports washing and all that, it's going to just completely mute people to the whole situation, and people are like just going to go, "Who the hell gives a shit?" You know, I don't care about that.
It's like the same thing. This is like, it's like loads of all these people that sit there and moan about it. Like, they'll go, "You see me asking this?" He said, "Do you want an iPhone?" I said, "Yeah." So, got a problem there with human rights,
exactly.
Right? Do you wear Nike shoes? Yeah, human rights.
True.
Right? If you're such a saint, right, you should be buying any products, right, that are which is basically everything nearly these days, that violate third world countries' human rights.
I mean, like the subject there, what you just brought up, iPhones and Nike. You know, PIF owns quite a bit of stock in things like Nike, Apple, Disney, Boeing, you know,
even this.
Twitter, everything. Yeah, exactly. If you don't like the Saudis, you don't like their way they're doing things, you know, then get yourself off Twitter, get yourself off Facebook, get yourself off anything
Instagram,
associated
anything
with
like
that.
That.
Get yourself off anything associated with the Saudis, because you're being a fucking hypocrite by literally sitting on Twitter down in the Saudis on a platform that they actually own shares in, or, you know, going on holiday on a plane because the fucking Saudis own Boeing. So you're being a hypocrite. Like Rory Jennings, I don't know if you was watching, the Chelsea fan. He's usually on the kickoff show.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
He did a video just yesterday about the Saudi kit, and I've got to say, I watched the video and I was fucking livid at the video. Literally,
oh, he's a dick. He was asking for Abramovich. He was asking for Abramovich to be gone. Like, shut up. Shut up.
He was sitting on one video.
If it weren't for Abramovich, mate, you wouldn't exist. Like,
he was sitting on one video saying he wanted Abramovich.
You wanted Abramovich out, and yet that guy has made you exist. Like, you didn't exist until we came along. Right?
It's just
period.
Fucking. It just really boils your piss to hear, you know, people like
do you know what?
critical like that.
I don't even give them time. I just go, not listening.
Yeah, it really does annoy you. We'll look at a few of the comments here from some of the people. We've got a comment from Paul Seals, who goes, "We will win." I don't know if he's on about Newcastle or Arsenal on that one.
Assuming
it would be Newcastle he's on about. God, I have seen him comment before on the channel. We've got a comment here from when it comes up. I think we're lagging. Do apologise. I do apologise if we're lagging. Bad internet issues. That comment's not coming up. There it is. With this new director, that puts Saudi Golf off the sponsors list now. I don't know, because it's still fair game, you know, at the end of the day, I think, to have them as a sponsor, but I don't know if we will get them as a sponsor or not. We'll have to wait and see, because sponsors haven't been announced. Yeah, the sponsors haven't really been announced yet, so we'll see how it goes. I don't think that'll get announced until probably maybe the game after Arsenal against Burnley, or maybe it's after the Burnley game when the season's all over with. Looking at this comment here from Jonathan Young: afternoon, lads. Should be a great game on Monday under the lights. Hiya, Jonathan, mate. Hope you're keeping well. And yeah, exactly. It should be an amazing game under the lights. Always fantastic atmosphere. St James's Park under the lights, and it will be no different for this game. Yeah, won't be any different for this game against yourselves, of course. On Monday, it should be a really good game. Got another comment here. Didn't the Premier League teams try to restrict? Yeah, sorry, restrict. Who could sponsor shirts? Newcastle sponsorship has that past its sell-by date now. I couldn't tell you, to be honest. I don't have my finger on the pulse.
Is that the same? Is that the same as they didn't want you taken over because they want to be part of the Super League?
Pretty much, yeah. I think that's along the same lines, yeah. I wouldn't know on that one, unfortunately, Stapleton, because I don't have my finger on the pulse. I'm just like a regular fan, so I wouldn't know on that one. We've got the Mr. Arsenal podcast, thoughts on the new Newcastle wicket. We did talk about that just before there, so if you do want to rewind back, then you can. Yeah, we'll thoughts on that one. But we're going to be talking about what do you just want to talk about this game coming up, lads?
Can Arsenal get top four? That's probably the bigger question, isn't it?
Let's go for that then. What's your thoughts on that, lads?
I'll let Luke start on.
Lucas just went on mute, so I'll let you go with that one, Stephen.
I think we still. Do you know what? Despite the injuries, despite how depleted the team is at the back, I still see us getting it. And here's the reason. This is Spurs we're talking about. Right? This lot, like finished second in finished third in the 2-horse race by bottling it to Newcastle. Right? If anyone can bottle it against a relegation team, or a relegation bound team, right, or even a team that's literally right on the bottom of the pile, right, it's Spurs. It is Spurs in all its glory. So I still think there's still something down the corner. Like Burnley, this, as much as we're playing Newcastle, they're playing first, and they'll want to try and get above us first to like make sure that they put pressure on us. They got to play Burnley, right? Now, Burnley ain't gonna be an easy game. It ain't an easy game for them. Any team that's fighting for their life will just need one. I think they just need one win really to really secure it. Right? They are going to be fighting for every single ball, sir, right, and every single bit of play. So Burnley can easily, and they've already beaten them this season. So I wouldn't put it past Burnley to cause an upset at that one, whatever they call that piece of shit.
Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
It's White Hart Lane that's just been moved 90 yards. Let's be honest. Right? They just moved it 90 yards just to say it's a Burnley Stadium. You didn't win a title there. Right? Let's be honest. Right? It's the White Hart Lane, isn't it? So, yeah, I see them having an upset against Burnley. But then if they do, it's down to us to actually go and win our next game. Because if we do that, we would if they even got a draw, it would be 3 points clear. So we all would have to do is draw against Everton, which
I believe that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, because then that would mean if they even won their game, we'll be a point above them. So
Here's the league table up on screen for you. So
so basically,
on 66 and Tottenham's on 65.
The only way they could put pressure on us really is if they just keep winning their games, their remaining 2 games. That's the only way they could put pressure on us. Right? A draw means nothing to them because if we then beat Newcastle, they would have to make sure that we would lose to Everton, and they'd have to beat Norwich to beat us on goal difference. Right? Yeah, and then if it did that, trust me, any Arsenal fan, any Arteta fan has been saying goal difference doesn't matter. It's going to get the shock of their life. Right? And it's but yeah, it's like the Mr. Podcast just said in the chat. It is in our hands. Is Arteta man enough, right? And is his players man enough to take the challenge on?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it'll prove if they ain't man enough, then they obviously don't deserve. It's a perfect example and a perfect test to prove whether they are Champions League ready or not. Right? If they are man enough, then they deserve to be in the Champions League. They're not, then they deserve to be in the Europa League. Right?
True.
But no, it doesn't really matter what competition we're in. We ain't gonna go anywhere. Right? Let's be honest. We ain't gonna go anywhere. It's the same. It'll just be the same cycle over again. You watch, we're getting the Champions League, be the same round about top four. Right? Because that's all they care about is making money. Don't forget our own estate at the start. Right? If I bought Arsenal to win trophies, I want to bought Arsenal. Right? There you go. There's the mantra of everything about this club. So as much as I want the manager out, right, that's really a secondary issue. Right? That's really a secondary issue. Arsenal ain't going to get any change until this happens. Kroenke's loans that he's been taking out using Arsenal as a debt-free asset fuck up, make him broke, so then he has to sell the club to the bank to get rid of the money, to get rid of the debt. That's the only way that's going to happen because you can't buy him out because he needs it for his debt-free asset. So you can't buy him out unless you do something stupid and pay 10 billion quid.
But do you think that would be a good thing though? Obviously, you have dealt with Kroenke, and obviously,
mate, I put myself.
See what Kroenke is.
I've got no money, mate. I've got no money, right? But I'll put myself as an owner.
I have a feeling like if Kroenke was to leave Arsenal, right, that it would go similar to what we've seen at the moment with Chelsea. Chelsea's going to be in that similar boat, where if Kroenke was to leave, Roman Abramovich is obviously going to leave Chelsea. It's going to take them down a rung, and that means, that they are going to have to sell the likes of Lukaku and everything at Chelsea.
To be fair, Carl, it's got to a point with Arsenal fans, or at least the most sensible ones, that they don't give a fuck. They just want him gone. He's already scarred this club enough. So he needs to go. Any which way or other. Don't really care how. Don't care what the situation is. I'm sorry. That's just the way.
Kroenke ain't going anywhere.
It's the way most fans are.
I can say one thing. I know you probably won't agree with it, obviously, because you're Arsenal fans. But in my eyes, is it really a bad thing what Kroenke's doing at Arsenal? Yous have still managed to come away from seasons with FA Cups, to your name, still finishing in European positions, like Europa League, Champions League. Is that more?
This club is the third biggest club in the country. It's founded itself over winning league titles, right, and being at the top competing for them. right? At least competing for them, right? That's where my standards are for this club, and that's where the standards should be, right? Not fucking about getting Europe every season.
I get
right?
that.
I'm sorry, like just getting Europe every season is not good enough. It's not good enough.
I get like your feelings on the team and you're wanting to win more than just, you know, finishing in Europe every season or, you know, getting an FA Cup here or there. But, you know, like I say, it's a bit of a controversial statement, but for me, you know, that is at the moment the best Arsenal can hope for. You know, we've seen like with the likes of Liverpool, they've had to spend $1 billion just to keep up with the likes of Manchester City, and they're still finding it hard to do that.
We've got the money. We've got the money. He just doesn't want to spend it. The club's got the money itself. He doesn't even have to put any money in it. The club's got the money itself to spend. Right? All the money we spent this season was ourselves. The season before was ourselves. It wasn't Kroenke. Right? This is the great myth. Everyone thinks Arsenal ain't got the money to compete. They fucking have. We've spent the most since 18-19, since they became 100% owners. Right? Nearly, over 250 million we spent on this manager now. Right? In the last 2 seasons. Right? We've got the money. Right? But unfortunately, he's employed a board who don't know what the fuck to do with it. Right?
That's like,
and to be honest, you buy the wrong players.
Yeah, it's a similar situation to like what Everton's got, isn't it? You know, they've spent over $500 million, you know, on that squad, and they're at the bottom. They're at the bottom, so it's all about really having, you know, the right minds at the top level in your club. For the moment, I can, you know, hold my hand on my heart and say that, you know, Newcastle United do have the right people at the top of the club at this moment in time. We're getting the right people in, and that is a good thing to see, you know, that we are getting them people in, because that is what you need.
That's the difference, right? You're getting people in that know what they're doing, right? We've got people in that got only good at one thing, making money. Right? What's Arsenal's award for finishing outside of Europe? Right? What are our fans' award for finishing outside of Europe? 4% increase on your tickets for finishing outside of Europe, having no European football.
That's the American model, though, isn't it?
Right. And even if no matter if we're finishing Europa League or the Champions League, that's another 4% it's going up. Right? That's how much they care about you. Right? Tickets are already nearly £100 a pop. Right? I don't see why people spend on tickets. It's fucking ludicrous, to be honest. Right? And they're putting up another 4%. Don't give a fuck about us. If they really cared, right, they would have cut the prices as soon as we went out as soon as we went out of Europe. They didn't. Right? They thought they'd put them up even more. Right? And what did they do after that? Merch drop. Yeah. Every time we got a defeat, merch drop. Right? Sometimes we had more kits than we had fucking goals.
It's true.
Right?
It's true.
Our goal difference is 11. Our kit launches is fucking 8.
That's true.
Right? It's mad.
What's your thoughts, Luca, on Arsenal? Do you think you'll finish in, you know, a Champions League spot, or do you think Tottenham will be getting that Champions League spot?
You know what, right? I said this the other day to myself, and the thing is, the way I'm looking at it, look, we can get Champions League football, but it's whether Arteta has the balls to actually tell these players, whatever squad we've got fit, like Gabriel is out, of course, he's out for the rest of the season. Ben White, we don't know if he's fit. So it's looking that way. Like, I was working out, obviously, for that game against Newcastle on Monday night. I was thinking you could actually play, possibly, if White is fit, then you can play Ben White at centre-half with, probably with, I don't know, Tomiyasu or someone like that. And then you would have to play, but I don't want to see that. Or like
Tomiyasu is a centre-back.
Well, he was originally a centre-back at his previous club. But we've got no choice because how much I would like to give Swanson a chance, right? But this is a massive game. This is a massive game. You cannot give him a chance going into this Newcastle game. So for me, I'd probably go with Tomiyasu, Ben White at centre half, right back Cedric, and I'll put Saka at wing back. I put Saka at wing back. No, honestly, no, I'm being serious because the reason why is I do not want to see Tavares at left back against Newcastle.
Got no choice.
But
choice.
But if we've got no choice, then we have to go.
We've got no attacking then. Go on. How are we supposed to attack? He ain't going to play Pepe. Oh, he ain't going to play Pepe.
He isn't.
We all know this.
I know he's not going to play Pepe, but
So
the trouble is, right? That's what I would go for, but I think he's going to go for Saka, and then he's going to play Tavares and Cedric. So, but top 4 chances, of course we can get it, but it's about Mikel Arteta and whether these players have got the mentality. Like we saw it on Thursday, we were crap on Thursday from ever since the red card came on.
I thought you said top 4 was over.
I think, in my opinion, I don't think we'll get top 4. I've seen what I saw on Thursday.
I thought you said it was officially over.
Yeah, I do think it is. In my the reason why, look, it's not mathematically fully over, but in my opinion, I think it's looking very unlikely because Tottenham have got 2 easy games, as you touched on. Burnley, right? I think Spurs will walk the park over Burnley. I genuinely think they will. Norwich.
Yeah, of course. That's exactly what you do. That's what you do to a relegation battling team. Yeah, it's so easy.
Well, yeah, because the reason why, right? Burnley, right? Yeah, okay, they're fighting for survive, right? But it's at White Hart Lane, I believe.
That's the worst team to play. I'd rather play Newcastle that are pretty much safe and have pretty. To be honest, apart from this last home game, they ain't really got much else to play for. Like, I'd rather play a Newcastle or someone like that got nothing else to play for, to be honest. Like, to be honest, I'd rather play Burnley.
Are going to be looking for the win. Newcastle are going to be looking for the win. I know they ain't got nothing to play for because I think it's their last home game.
Yeah, Burnley are going to be looking for a lot more than Newcastle. Trust me.
But look, we can get top 4, but I can't see it in my opinion. I hope I'm proved wrong, right? I really hope I'm proved wrong. But after what I saw on Thursday with the injuries and all that, I can't see it. I really can't see it. And I hope I'm proved wrong. If we win on Monday night, maybe I would have a psychological effect where I might change my mind and end up saying, look, we can't get it and we go into the Everton game. Right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, if Gabriel is going to be out, I can't see us like going into this Newcastle game. Am I confident going into this game? I'm not confident. Confident, but we can beat you because of our record. But
okay, how's Arteta done this season?
What, this season overall? He's done all right recently. He's got us into a position where no one expected us. 36 games.
I thought he said he's done a good job.
I think he's done decent.
I thought he said it was a good job.
I think he's done all right. I think he's decent. But it's whether he has to get top 4 or not. If he doesn't get top 4, and I said this before, right, him signing a contract, why would you give him a contract, right, whereas you not know you're definitely going to be getting Champions League football? Yes, I know what people are going to say. Psychological effect. People are going to be saying, even if he doesn't get it or does get it, he's staying where he is. But finishing 5th place and you don't sign anyone, it's a specialist in failure, in my opinion. Because generally, like, you've put yourself, look, we go back in January, right? Like we were talking about, okay, we run down Aubameyang's contract. Yeah, that was the right thing to do. But the thing is, because of his attitude, but the thing is, when you look at it, you didn't actually bring any players in. We were linked with a number of targets, right? And we didn't get any of these individual ins. But we thought, you know what? Okay, end of January, we come in and feel, okay, we'll back you to the end of the season. He's proved it wrong to this moment of time, and he can still prove it wrong. He could still prove it wrong. But the thing is, he's got to get us top 4. And that's it. we were in a top 6 race. We expected at the start of the season.
So what happens if he gets top 4?
If he gets top 4, right, he gets given a chance. But what I'm trying to say is, right, if he doesn't get it, it's a failure in my opinion. But he ain't going to be going anywhere because he already.
So if he gets top 4, you'll back him.
Well, yeah, because the trouble is if he gets it, right, if he gets.
So you're not going to say I'll take her out next season then?
Depending what he does in the summer. Because the thing is, what
no. You just changed your tune now.
Stephen.
You just changed your tune. You just said, right? I would back him, right? And then I said, well, that means you're not Arteta out then. You then said, oh, let's see what we'll do in the summer. Well, that's too. Well, which way is it?
Well, the way I look at it, right, is this manager the right choice to actually make us go forward? Because people got to respect, right, that why people have the comparison, whereas this manager is going to take us to a league title, right?
Mate, he ain't taking us anywhere, and I'll tell you why. Kroenke.
Yes, Kroenke's part of the problem. He's the main problem.
What have I just been going on for the last 45 minutes? Right? This is why I said the Arteta in out thing is a fucking separate issue. They want you to do that. They want you to do that because it's exactly what it did. It's exactly what they did under Wenger. And while Wenger took the flack, they took the money, right? And they took all the fucking money, all the fucking sponsorship deals, everything. And they thought, you bunch of fucking mugs, right? You're all fun amongst yourself while we're sitting here getting this. Lovely, jubbly. This is exactly what they've got here. Right, that's why they've given him another 3-year contract. He can take all the flack, being the yes man, right? Being the yes man and being the poster boy of it all, right? While they sit there and say, "Well, not really actually get it. Well, we've got top 4, we've got our target, right? We'll give them 50 mil or 100 mil here. We're not really investing, right? We're not actually going to."
But that's all the owners care about. The owners only care about the money.
Yeah. So what makes you think that our manager's going to get to a Premier League title if all our managers
going to get to a Premier League title?
No, because our owners only care about making money. Simple.
It's simple, and that's it. And that's
simple.
The thing.
You could employ. I actually worked this up. You could employ Simeone, Allegri, right? Any one of them, man, right? But unfortunately, you are not ever getting them to win a title with Arsenal. Not with those owners in charge.
Exactly.
Simple as that. That is why they didn't get a Simeone. They didn't get an Allegri. They didn't get an Nagelsmann.
Because they know.
No, they wanted someone cheap that they can fucking put in there, take the flack, or they took the money, right? And they don't have to spend and don't have to do anything else apart from just make money.
Right, simple. Lads. Let's move along from that. No worries. Let's move along from that, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the comments here. We've got a comment from Mr. Arsenal Podcast. He says, it's in your hands, still 2 wins, and it's yours. So he's in agreement with what's being said. Paul Seals says, NUFC, mate, obviously referring to his comment earlier on, saying it's up for us to win. Got a comment here from Geordie saying, afternoon, lads. Should be a great match on Monday night. Final home game this season. So St. James's Park will be absolutely bouncing. Plus, it's a now or never match in Arsenal's push for the CL. Mr. Arsenal again. Technically, we won the titles on half of their ground now.
Mate, they only hold it. It's Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Technically, they're the owners of that whole patch of land. So technically, it's still right, aren't they?
Pretty much, yeah. Because they knocked that stadium down. Gabriel is looking okay for Monday night. So he's saying Gabriel's looking all right. He's saying it looks all right for Monday night. So it's a bit of a
let's hope so.
Guys.
Look, Ryan, let's hope so, mate. Let's hope Gabriel is actually fit for Monday, mate. Let's hope so. But
is it?
He's followed it up saying looks like it will be Gabriel and White as our centre-backs on Monday, as Gabriel isn't as bad as first thought. So, of course, that could be a boost for you going into the game. Another comment by Mr. Arsenal again. Burnley have something to fight for and have beat Spurs this season. That is an agreement on that. We win on Monday night. It's ours to lose. Obviously referring to your game on Monday night against us. Okay, you're moaning, groaning about where you are. Look where you are. Paul Seals says on that. I do have to agree with that. I know it is a bit of a controversial one to you guys, but I do have to agree with that. You're still in a really good position. It could be worse. Could be, Norwich, Watford, and Burnley, Everton as well, down at that bottom part of the table fighting off a relegation. Still got to count your blessings that at least you're in a financially stable place and also in a pretty good place in the league as well. Another comment here. Luca, it's in our hands still, mate. Until we play Newcastle, at least it's in our hands. And if it's still in our hands come full time on Monday night, we are finishing in the top 4. What do you think on that one? Do you agree with that comment? Or
no, the tougher games against Everton. The tougher game will be against Everton, right? Because it's all depending on that day, right? It's all depending on that day, and 2, Everton, it depends. It depends how the situation is. If Everton are safe, which I'm banking they will be, it'll be an easy game. They will literally fucking play the kids and be on the beach, right? Because they were like, thank God we're safe. Like that's the honest truth, right? They will not give us any opposition. But if they're fighting for relegation still to avoid it, then that's going to be an awful game to play.
I get Everton's fighting for the relegation, but I've got to say, I'm obviously biased in this being a Newcastle fan, but I've got to say, coming to St James's Park, it's got to be hard for any team, even more so, like I referred to earlier in the stream, that it's going to be Monday night.
I'm not saying this is a difficult game. I'm not saying it's not be a difficult game. It is a difficult game. Right? I just feel that...
I mean, clubs like Liverpool, they came to St James's Park. They pretty much underestimated. We're held with own against them for pretty much a reasonable amount of the game. They still only came away from that game 1-0 winners. We went to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. We're held with own against them. They only came away with a narrow scoreline in that one. In my eyes, every game, is a tough game. At the end of the day, you can only play what's in front of you. I do get you meaning, obviously Everton are fighting a relegation battle, so they might have a bit more fight in them, because they've still got something to go for. But Newcastle's also still got something to go for. Yes, we might not be, up to finishing in European spots, but we've still got a chance to finish higher in the league, which is, still something to fight for the club. Because the higher you finish, it does help you come the end of the season in, money coming in for revenue to go towards the FFP, give you that leeway to go on and spend more money in the summer window, which is obviously what we'll need, because we need to hit the ground running with the investment. Yeah, we need to hit the ground running with investment because we're 2 years behind on schedule of the plan that PIF set out for Newcastle United. They need to, have Newcastle at a level where we're going to be competing for a trophy every single season by, the year 2030. So
to be fair,
it is going to be a tough one as well.
This is why I said when it first announced, this will take 10 years for Newcastle to get where they are, to where the big boys are. Like, it'll take that, and the reason is because of financial fair play, you can only go up another certain percentage. I'm not sure how much it is, but you can only max out another certain percentage every season. So it only goes up a percentage every season of your spend. So it's like having to be slow progression, like season after season, just maxing out your spend every single time, right? Whilst making sure you're buying the right players. right? And you're going to buy players that are going to be good for the period of maybe getting you into the top half, getting you into maybe the Conference League, right? Or even Europa League. And then you're going to have to move them on, right? To then get the better players you need when you are in Europe. Because having that European football will mean you get like a more quality player, right? Especially, well, I say that you didn't got Guimaraes, didn't you? So, right,
yeah, exactly.
I'm really pissed off about. But yeah, I mean, but like I said, that's why it's taking. It's going to take time because you have to keep. You basically just have to max out your spend every single season to be able to catch up. To be able to catch up with the rest, because that's how far you've fallen from where you. I remember back in the days of even when we won the double, you were right up there getting Champions League. Right?
Yeah.
And actually, to be fair, every time I think of the Newcastle game, I'll keep remembering about Bergkamp's goal. To be honest, right, of that season. So, but yeah. So it shows how far you've fallen and how much you need to catch up.
What's your thoughts on the game? So score prediction wise, and we'll wrap it up, lads.
For me, like how much I don't want people to think I'm being biased, but my prediction I'm going to go for, depending what Arteta does. No, I'm not confident going into this game. I'm really not confident, but for me, I want to be optimistic, but I'm going to go for 2-1 Newcastle, to be honest.
2-1 Newcastle?
I hope I'm proved wrong. I really hope I'm proved wrong, but I ain't confident.
Can I just readjust?
It is what it is, mate.
It's like the face gone. But I thought I was doing such a great job. Yeah, I know. I thought he was doing such a good job. Well, I've backed them to the hill, and I said they'll get top 4. So, my ass is on the line for this. Yeah, mate. Trust me, like the amount of stick I got over that fucking Tottenham game, Jesus. I'm gonna say. I think we're gonna shit ours at 1-0.
1-0.
It's gonna be a 1-0. It's gonna be a 1-0 shit housery.
So 1-0 in your favour, yeah.
Yeah, 1-0 Arsenal, and it's gonna be a shit house of a game. That or 2-1 is just gonna be we're just gonna get that 1 goal advantage and shit house the rest of the game. I'm telling you, and I'm gonna be like that on nerves.
I have a feeling about this game. I don't know what it is. It might just be end of season relief, to be out of this season and not to have to hopefully fear about a relegation fight again for Newcastle United. But I've just got this feeling that Newcastle's going to come away from a win from this game with a win. I'm going to go with 3-0 for this one for Newcastle. I think we'll come away with it with a nice 3-0 win against Arsenal. And I just have this feeling that, we're going to be able to go into the game and get that. We haven't given any team, a bit of a whooping this season. And I just feel, it is coming, it is due. And I think this might be the game where we actually do it. It's always been a bit of a game, that does get some high scoring games like that 4-4 game that we're seeing. Of course, I was talking about earlier in the stream as well. We're going to be doing that before we came on air. Of course, I was talking with Luca about it, that we will be doing the war flags display around the entirety of the stadium. I do want to, of course, bring attention to that. And I will, of course, try and put that up on screen now to bring attention to that for the Newcastle fans watching who will be attending the game. And of course, it is there as preparation for the final display of the season continue. Wolf Flags have issued this plea to those attending St James's Park on Monday night versus Arsenal. Of course, our biggest ever display is planned against Arsenal with the entire stadium involved. If you can be in your seat 10 minutes early, you'll help create something that will look unbelievable. Leave the normal waivers under your seats at the start, get them out at the end. Our display is focused on this team, which is, of course, Arsenal, and our club. Let's go out on a high. P.S. Don't forget to leave all flags inside the ground for the future displays, as well as we have been, of course, having people take away the flags. And that is something that does need to stop, because the club do not fund these flags. They do not fund these displays. You know, this is entirely funded by the fans, and we definitely, you know, need to keep them flags inside the stadium. But it's been a pleasure having you come on the channel. I know we've ran a little bit over time here on the stream, but it's been a pleasure for you coming on the channel. It's been really great to catch up and have a chat with you guys ahead of this big game, big end game of the season as well. So just before we end off the stream, I'll give you a chance to shout out your channels as I pop the comments up on screen as well from some people. So go ahead, guys.
Yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is Luca's Life. Yes, we have got a show. I literally am 2 minutes late, so that's why I didn't want to be rude or anything like that.
No
in your
worries.
stream. So technically, we have got a stream to do, obviously with you and obviously with John Sinclair, literally in amount of seconds. And but no, thanks for inviting me on, and it's always been great. And big up to everyone who's been watching and also been in the podcast. We just are on the road to 1,700 subscribers. We are a few subs away from that. But thanks for having me on, man, and it's been great. And I've got to go, so I'll see you in the stream.
No worries, Luca, mate. Stephen, you want to give a shout out to your channel where people can find you?
Yeah, you can find us on this Feetly TV doing Arsenal football content and all to raise money for Children's Liver Disease Foundation. Just trying to get to 1.2 at the minute. So, but yeah, if you fancy like come and giving us some stick, then feel free to. Everyone's welcome. So make sure you do give us a sub and go and also join the membership as well, because that helps donate to the Children's Liver Disease as well. But make sure you first of all subscribe to this channel here.
Yeah, that's a great campaign, yeah, as well. Definitely. Anybody that's watching the channel, please do go support Stephen's campaign and support that. Of course, charity, because it is a big charity as well. So definitely do go support that. And like I say, it's been a pleasure having you come on the channel, Stephen. Also to Luca, who's went off to go set up for the stream over on his channel.
To be fair, it's a small charity, but it has a massive impact.
Yeah.
With its research.
Exactly. It does have an impact. At the end of the day, you know, any awareness that you can get towards the charities, you know, they do have a big, massive appeal to it. So anybody that is watching, please do go support Stephen's charity and do help out with that cause. It does help, of course, with that. So like I say, thank you, Stephen, for coming on the channel. Also, thanks to Luca, who has went off to go set up for his channel, which I will be popping over there. So do go check out that, of course. And till next time, may the best team win, and however, lads.